Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the president focused on deficit reduction and bipartisan solutions to America's challenges. That's November 26th to December 2nd, or sharp elbows.
Although Washington is supposed to be a town of sharp elbows, it's getting a little carried away.
On Friday, November 26th, the holiday season got its official start at the White House, when the First Lady, accompanied by Sasha and Malia, were presented with the official Christmas tree.
So what do you think? Do you give it the thumbs up?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Thumbs up. All right, we'll take it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
The 18.5-foot Douglas fir hails from Layton, Pennsylvania, and will be on display in the Blue Room for the rest of the season. On Monday, November 29th, President Obama went to the Eisenhower Executive Office Building to announce a federal pay freeze to address the massive budget deficit and alter the unsustainable fiscal course we're on. This 2-year pay freeze will save $28 billion over the next 5 years and more than $60 billion over the next 10.
The hard truth is that getting this deficit under control is going to require some broad sacrifice. And that sacrifice must be shared by the employees of the federal government. After all, small businesses and families are tightening their belts. Their government should too.
Later that afternoon, the president met with Admiral Mike Mullen and the Joint Chiefs of Staff to discuss the repeal of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy.
Sure. Hello, Mr. President. How are you? Good. Good to see you. How are you? Good to see you.
On Tuesday, November 30th, President Obama met with members of the Congressional Leadership at the White House to discuss bipartisan solutions to our nation's challenges, including jobs, the deficit, and a New START treaty with Russia.
The American people did not vote for gridlock. They didn't vote for unyielding partisanship. They're demanding cooperation, and they're demanding progress. And they'll hold all of us, and I mean all of us, accountable for it. And I was very encouraged by the fact that there was broad recognition of that fact in the room.
Later, the president was joined by Energy Secretary Stephen Chu and Science and Technology Advisor John Holdren in the Oval Office to greet the Americans who will be awarded Nobel Prizes later this year.
Congratulations. The work you guys do is outstanding, and very much appreciate it.
On Wednesday, December 1st, the president and vice president met with General Colin Powell in the Oval Office. The men spoke about the importance of ratifying the New START treaty with Russia, a critical aspect of our national security strategy.
The president noted the issues that we discussed with a particular focus on the New START treaty. I fully support this treaty, and I hope that the Senate will give its advice and consent to the ratification of the treaty as soon as possible.
The president also took some time to meet with members of his Economic Recovery Advisory Board to discuss housing issues, and also met with Mayor-elect of Washington, D.C., Vince Gray.
Come on in.
On Thursday, December 2nd, President Obama crossed Pennsylvania Avenue to go to Blair House, where he met with newly elected governors and discussed a whole host of ways that his administration will work with them to strengthen the economy and create jobs in communities all across America.
As of today, you've got 2 million people who stand to lose their unemployment insurance. Over the course of the year, if we don't do something, 7 million people could lose their unemployment insurance. That's not just a potential tragedy for those individual families. It could have a huge impact on your local economies, because every economist of every stripe will tell you that unemployment insurance dollars are probably the ones that are most likely to be spent, most likely to be recirculated.
Later, at the White House, the President and First Lady hosted a Hanukkah celebration, lighting the traditional Hanukkah candles to celebrate the second night of the 8-day holiday.
As we prepare to light another candle on the menorah, let us remember the sacrifices that others have made so that we may all be free. Let us pray for the members of our military who guard that freedom every day and who may be spending this holiday far away from home.
To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
Keep up the good work. Don't let Sue get you down. All right? Don't let him get you down. How could that happen? All right. Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you.